As you know, ALS touches remarkable people and remarkable families. I had the honor to meet two of those remarkable people I told you about earlier this evening, Rachel and Evan Doboga. Their love story is one that reminds each of us that life is precious and love always wins. Please turn your attention to the screens. This is how Rachel Doboga fights.
When I was diagnosed with ALS at age 28, I lost my teaching career.
With her mind and her eyes and her dogs Malka and Pickle by her side, she stands up to the neuromuscular disease amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS.
I have been thinking about whether or not I will live long enough to go gray, or if I take after my grandmother.
A speech tablet tracks her rapid eye movements as she types out her latest blog, translating her thoughts into the spoken word.
Now I am determined not to let a day go by without fighting for my life.
She's been published in Huffington Post and has a regular column on the ALS Worldwide website. Her writing about living with ALS, her weapon against a disease that so far has no cure.
It gives me purpose and a way to fight back.
It doesn't feel like almost a decade ago.
It's not the story she and her husband Evan planned to write when they married 9 years ago. But it is a love story.
I love you.
So young when she was diagnosed, doctors at first couldn't believe it could be ALS. In 2 short years, it's destroyed the nerves of this former ballet dancer.
There were ballet moves that she would just throw into everyday movements, like putting something in the oven or picking up a notebook.
Weakened her body so much, she can no longer pursue her passion, teaching English to 5th and 6th graders. Took her dream of having her own children, robbed her of her ability to eat, and affected her speech.
Never in her worst nightmare did she imagine something like this would happen.
But can't take what they hold most dear.
You can either live your life positively when something's taken away from you, or you can live in your suffering and in a dark place. And we've chosen to live our lives for each other.
Evan left his job to take care of her full time, there for her every need, making sure she gets the proper nutrition through her feeding tube several times a day.
Most of the hydration is through the tube.
Her medication.
Our friend who's a vet was visiting us one time and saw me doing that, and she's like, that's quite a medication protocol you got there.
And those little touches she can no longer do herself.
Water? She thinks I'm the most hilarious man. All set. Okay.
Rachel and Evan get help in dealing with the disease from a world-renowned ALS clinic
Hello.
at Providence, Portland. They moved here from California just to be near it. On this trip, Rachel's parents have come from Virginia to support them and to find out more about her treatment.
We're going to see physical therapists, speech therapy, pulmonary therapy.
9 or 10 different specialists will rotate through to see Rachel, all in one place.
Can you go corner to corner of your mouth with your tongue?
One-stop shopping for ALS patients,
Okay.
shown to increase life expectancy and quality of life.
And put my finger on
Rachel
your
visits
cheek.
the clinic every 3 months.
Okay, and don't let me close it.
She is tenacious and determined to be positive and to fight and take any opportunity. And so
Patients come from all over the country to see Dr. Kimberly Goslin,
you look really pretty.
along with the ALS Association.
But is there anything specific you wanted to talk about?
She pioneered the holistic model,
You're becoming this famous writer now.
considered the gold standard for ALS treatment.
Yeah, you're a tough lady.
Dr. Goslin examines Rachel
Excellent.
to see how she's doing and whether the disease has progressed.
And you have hand braces. Do you wear them? A more more effective treatment is really just around the corner. There's just a lot happening in the research, so I feel like there's a lot of reason to be hopeful.
Rachel's parents hang on to the hope
that there is a cure, that Rachel will have a wonderful life with her husband and be able to outlive Bill and I, as it should be.
4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great walk.
it's the mission for thousands of people nationwide.
Going, Greg?
Oh, cool.
In Portland, people living with ALS.
I am here in memory of my mom. My family is walking for me.
Their family and friends join the annual walk to defeat ALS.
I can't get a smile off my face seeing everybody out here for the same thing.
Evan and his dad are here.
Yeah, it's really great that so many folks have came out and they raised so much money.
Malka and Pickle are here too.
I know she's in a lot of pain today. And
Rachel and Evan cut the ribbon to kick off the walk in 2016.
amazing.
This time, though, she didn't feel well enough to join in.
She's just going to be blown away by the donations and by the people that were out here and just this massive line of humanity just marching against this disease.
Back at home, too weak to walk, but strong in her resolve. Rachel marches forward with another blog.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for new ways to spread awareness.
She hopes her blogs raise awareness about ALS,
Miracles thrive on perseverance and strong hearts.
help others in their fight,
I am undaunted by exhaustion.
and recruit warriors to fight in the battle to find a cure.
I am not afraid.
Yep. That's for sure.
ALS may have changed the script for Rachel and Evan, but they're determined their love story isn't finished, and they'll be the ones to write it.
Love you.
You're wonderful.
You're wonderful.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rachel and Evan Doboga. We love you, Rachel. And Rachel has some words she'd like to share.
Have you ever had a friend who changed your life? Someone who changed the way you see the world and your place in it. Maybe it's the person sitting next to you. That kind of connection is a gift, a miracle. I am truly lucky because I have experienced that miracle twice in my life. The first time was when I met my husband. We were 19, so we essentially grew up together. Our marriage became the cornerstone of my life, giving me confidence. The second time I experienced this sacred gift, I connected with the ALS Association. I asked my mom to call the Oregon and Southwest Washington chapter while we packed for our move so I could be treated at the Portland Providence ALS Clinic. When we spoke the next day, she shared the good news that a power wheelchair, a piece of equipment I'd dreamed of for months, would be delivered the day we arrived. My mom also gushed that as soon as we settled in, a social worker named Lance would come to our apartment to discuss local programs that would provide services and guide us through the insurance labyrinth. From day one, the Portland and Southwest Washington chapter of the ALS Association was a godsend, a new cornerstone for my crumbling life. The ALS Association also changed the way I saw myself. It showed me my purpose. It molded me into the warrior I am today. The buzz of excitement around the advocacy activities during ALS Awareness Month inspired me to add my voice to the race for a cure. I started my blog, which quickly led to positions as a contributing writer at the Huffington Post and ALS Worldwide. Eventually, I even became a columnist at ALS News Today. For the first time since my diagnosis, I felt exhilarated and empowered. Tonight, we are lucky. Our role in this fight is easy. We have the privilege of donating to the only organization that directly supports people living with ALS by providing vital medical equipment free of charge and working with clinics to ensure that patients receive the best possible care. The ALS Association is improving the quality of life for tens of thousands of people living with this horrific disease. Without the equipment the ALS Association has given me, I would be bedbound. The ALS Association also funds the most promising research around the globe in the race for a cure, some of which is happening right here in Portland. I had the privilege of participating in a clinical trial run by our beloved Dr. Goslin. It was an honor and an absolute thrill. Tonight, I ask you to make donations that reflect both your appreciation for the ALS Association and your commitment to saving the lives of people like me. Thank you for your commitment and generosity.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. Thank you, Rachel. Evan, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you so much. I think Rachel said it all. This organization has come into our lives, and not only are they champions for her care and her well-being, but I think of them as a partner, as a caregiver, and without them, I shudder to think where we'd be. So, thanks again, and help the ALS Association to see us through.
I hope you can feel the love in this room tonight. I want to take the time also to recognize your parents. Bill and Rini Olczewski came all the way from Virginia. Rachel's parents are here. And Mark and Brenda Doboga are also here. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. I know we all want to put our arms around you and embrace you in this journey. Thank you. Thank you again.